Take two. All right. I am John Hoggett.
I'm Zed. She.
And we made a game that's essentially a clone of Crazy Taxi, but in 2D, where you drive a car into oncoming traffic that speeds up over time, and your goal is to hit as few cars. Well, the goal is to survive as long as possible while hitting as few cars as possible. You have 3 lives, meaning you can hit 3 cars before you die, and there's a score counter that's based on time, but it also goes up as a result of power-ups on screen that you can get at certain times with a certain cooldown that add 1,000 points to your score. Okay. So we need to demo it. So we'll run that. Okay, so we've got our start screen here with some basic information. Just some basic information about the game, such as how points your live, what the main goal of the game is. When you press space, it brings you into the game. As you can see, there are cars going on, procedurally generated going on the screen. Our driver here, you get power up to that at 2 points to your score. The driver is limited to the screen space and to the top. We'll see over time cars do speed up as does the driver. Okay. We can also see that Euro and WASD works with control key. As we can see, the car speeding up and the driver's speed is speeding. If I hit car, my life will go down. There's a crash. Go ahead and get out of this of demo. And we've got our score at the end screen with our basic controls to restart and escape the game. If we press space, it does bring us back to restart. There's a I believe it's 3 second cooldown. You hit your first car, and when you can boost your life, so as to not make it completely unfair when you hit a car. To balance it. And then there's a 10-second power up, so you keep getting 1 power up because it simply wouldn't. Alright, so my part of the game largely retains to the mechanics of the game, the driver, and the enemy. I implemented the driver and implemented procedurally generated enemies. Well, the enemies. I gave the driver the square area on the screen that he's limited to, and implemented hitboxes to move with the driver and enemies. Collisions can work, but life can flip the
Also, my part is time. Like the score, like to make it like cyber games.
Yeah, Zed was largely responsible for the art style of the game. When I implemented the game mechanics, I used specifically dummy sprites that are no longer in the game, and the vibe, if you will, but the general of the game, board implementation, and all the color theme, whatever background types. As far as grades, I thoroughly feel that it is an A project. We met all of our essential requirements that we stated on the project proposal, and all but one of the anticipated requirements not required, but would be good to do. And the only one we did not check was 2 players, simply because of the amount of effort it would take to time constraints, significant change to the field. As far as the most challenging implementation, it was definitely the procedural generation. Going into it, I didn't think it was going to but with that being said, I muddled through it. I did figure out how to do it, and I certainly could write a more efficient, better procedural generation algorithm as I would if I had more time on this one. But live and learn, I suppose. I'm pretty happy with how.
I use those to some new pictures like those that like before before, and right now like there's some conflict between them. And for example, like the cats or like the bubble after the car. I mean that's happening. Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, the two aspects that helped out a little bit. It really was a tricky problem where the color keys on Pygame will, as I'm sure you know, will make one color transparent. And as the background was pure white, it made the background of the car transparent. But other aspects of the car were white, it resulted in transparent holes in the. So rectifying that issue ended up being more difficult than we initially anticipated. And we had to adjust hitboxes for things with these little trails behind the cars. Um, I do feel it turned out very well. The art style certainly complements the game, and it's a pretty fun game to play. So thank you guys very much for watching the video, and I hope you enjoy the game.